Hey, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? This your boy Rod Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind the news. Yeah. Today is what, November 19th, 2019. Here in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I'm sitting here this morning, y'all. I'm waiting to get up and go do some work, but I'm watching this impeachment hearing. Man, and I'm sitting up here just amazed at how clueless the average American is. I mean, I'm amazed at the fact that people in America would take what they see on TV. I mean, word for word at face value and never question it. Because when you look at this whole impeachment hearing, anybody with common sense can tell it's a bunch of bull crap, y'all. Okay, ask these questions to yourself. What was really the reason why Donald Trump called the new president of the Ukraine? Notice I said the new president because most of y'all don't know that back in 2014, Barack Obama gave a whole bunch of money to a bunch of Nazis in the Ukraine to overthrow that government, and they put President Poroshenko in office. Now, Poroshenko was one of the most corrupt presidents in the history of Ukraine. So when Trump called the Ukraine, he basically told them, I'm not giving you no money until y'all get a hold of the corruption. Also, I'm not giving you this money until the Europeans help pitch in. Didn't Donald Trump tell a couple of countries that, a couple of leaders that earlier? So why is now they trying to impeach him? Because he did nothing more. I mean, come on, y'all remember when Joe Biden was caught on camera saying that we're going to hold up the aid to the Ukraine until we get what we want? That was quid pro quo right there. Nobody's asking the question, how come Joe Biden's son was making $50,000 a month on a corrupt oil deal with a corrupt group of people? Nobody's asking those questions. But we sit here, man, start to just talking about impeach Trump again. You Democrats are about to give Trump 4 more years because the American people are starting to see through the scam. This whole impeachment hearing is nothing but a scam, y'all. You cannot put Trump on trial without putting Obama and Biden on trial. That's just the truth. I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear it. They're gonna try to label me a Trump supporter, whatever. Now, I'm just a supporter of the truth. The man made a phone call and say, look, until y'all get that corruption under control, until the Europeans pitch in, we're not giving you no more money so you all can continue the corruption. That's what we're on. Also, we want to talk about something else. We want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein and Disney. Now, y'all remember a couple of, about last week when we posted when it came out, where ABC News knew almost 4 years ago that Jeffrey Epstein was messing with these little girls, Bill Clinton, Prince Charles, and all these major figures was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, and they were told to not say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got to realize ABC is controlled by Walt Disney. So you got Disney, who was basically protecting a pedophile. Literally. But yet still, Disney just launched its new streaming service and they got almost 10 million people in the first few days. So all you all are supporting a group of people who support child sex trafficking. Yes, Disney has been caught on numerous occasions of violating labor practices for their workers. But now here they are trying to cover up a story that they knew 3 years ago, 4 years ago, about a major pedophile, child sex trafficker, and Disney covered it up. So do y'all really still want to support Disney? Also, we want to talk real quick about Colin Kaepernick and the NFL. We was kind of glad when we heard that the NFL was going to give him a chance, but Colin Kaepernick fucked that up his own self. Now, I understand that he was saying about the waivers and all that. We understand that. But come on, man. If somebody call you and say, we're going to give you an interview for a job, you don't have the right to dictate where that interview is going to be and how it's going to be and all that. Even though we understand that you wanted your own camera crew out there so that your videos or your workout wouldn't be, I guess you could say censored or altered anyway. We understand all this, but come on, man. Them folk was trying to give you another chance. You already took over $30-something million from them when you settled out of court, when you said that the NFL was basically blackballing you. You already won because you got a $25 million lawsuit out of the NFL. The Nike people came and gave you another $100-something million almost for their advertising, which it leads me to ask, what is Colin Kaepernick's real agenda? Because again, if you were so dead set against the NFL and their practices and their policies, you wouldn't even want to play for them motherfuckers no more. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Who really wins with Colin Kaepernick getting back in the NFL? Guess what? It ain't Colin Kaepernick. It ain't Jay-Z. It's the NFL, because they going to let him come back in because they know it's going to increase ratings. Every stadium that he plays in, they know it's going to be pretty much a sellout because you're going to have half the people loving him and the other half hating him. So really it's all a game. Everything that we see is an illusion of a reality. It's an illusion created by the puppet masters who control your television. Literally. Nobody wants to hear that. Cap could have been great. Cap really was a declining quarterback. He was one of them 1 or 2 year wonders, Frederick. And once he got up in there, he was a losing quarterback before he got kicked out the NFL. Cap could have been great, but Cap got all that money already. Cap sold out on himself when he took the money from the NFL, saying that they colluded against him to keep him from getting a job. Okay, Cap got almost $30 million in a private lawsuit, probably more. Then Nike came along and gave him all this money. Now he's going back on what he actually stood for, you know what I'm saying, by even going playing for a bunch of people who we think are racist. If you think they're racist, why would you even go back and play for them? Yeah, Cap can get that money, but guess what? He ain't finna get it now because, again, Frederick, with all your credentials, with all your accolades on your resume, do you think you could tell somebody who wants to interview you for a job to where you want to have that interview at? Do you think you can tell somebody that want to interview you for a job the conditions of that interview? You can be with Cap, Fred, but the truth is, Cap fucked up. He should have went on and did that. He had 28 teams ready to look at him, but he wanted to control the narrative. He wanted to control the situation, and look at him now. So go ahead and stick with Cap, you know, while he's on the sideline watching everybody else play. Cap was not going to, then you got to look at the NFL is not stupid. They understand it was a marketing ploy. If they can get Colin Kaepernick back in the league, guess what? That's going to create ratings. It's going to create numbers. It's going to create merchandise. So Cap was not going to win. Black people are not going to win because guess what? Niggas are still getting killed by the police. You know what I'm saying? When the last time you seen Colin Kaepernick out there at a memorial for one of these people who done got shot down by the police? Did Colin Kaepernick say anything about Anthony Childs here in Freeport who got murdered by the police? Nah, fuck Colin Kaepernick, because really all he was doing, man, was just basically grandstanding. I'ma just keep it real. Yeah, he bringing attention to an issue that we already fucking know about. We already know about police brutality. So by him taking a knee has nothing to do with Anthony Childs getting killed. You see what I'm saying? By him taking a knee, what did he do? Did he stop police brutality? No, he only brought attention to a few people who didn't know about it, but hell, us black people already knew about it, man. All that shit, man, was nothing but grandstanding. Colin Kaepernick ain't even fully black. His wife is not black. But they want to tell black people what we should know? Come on, man. Let's just be real. Colin Kaepernick fucked his own self. And I don't feel sorry for him if he don't get selected by a team, because when he had an opportunity to get back in the NFL, he played it wrong. Now, people get mad at Stephen A. Smith and all that for telling the truth, but most time people get mad when somebody tell you some shit you really don't want to hear. That's the truth. And that's really what it is. So y'all go ahead and keep sticking with Colin Kaepernick. I'm going to be sticking with people like Cornel West, Umar Johnson, people who are really trying to enlighten black people on white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And then if you really want to break it down, that whole thing with the NFL, do you think they gave a fuck about Colin Kaepernick taking a knee? No, they didn't. But it was about paid patriotism. The NFL and college football, they promote, they get millions, tens of millions of dollars from the military industrial complex, from the United States military, to promote a war agenda. And the only reason why the NFL, Donald Trump and everybody got mad at Colin Kaepernick, because they was like, we cannot have you kneeling down during the national anthem because we need to brainwash these people to allow their children to come into the military. That's really what that was all about. Man, them folk didn't give a fuck about Colin Kaepernick kneeling, because guess what? Negroes are still getting killed by the police. So what did Colin Kaepernick accomplish? Tell me that. What did he accomplish? Nothing. He didn't do nothing that was out of the ordinary. Hell, niggas been knowing that police killing people. He used his platform, but he didn't accomplish nothing, man. That man did not accomplish nothing but actually set himself farther back. Again, he was an NFL quarterback who in his last year couldn't even win barely 7 games, who had actually got bitched. He had actually got bitched. So now it was all about paid patriotism, man. It ain't had nothing to do with police brutality from the NFL point of view. The NFL could care less about it. Hell, because half the people in their organization got criminal activity going on right now. So nah. But again, this whole witch hunt of an impeachment trial is just that, a witch hunt. Jeffrey Epstein was protected by Disney, and Colin Kaepernick is full of shit. So y'all be blessed.